We are back catfishing guys and stealing their fishing spots. But today, instead of hopping on a dating app, I had a better idea. That's right, I got tired of being limited to the local single guys, so I wanted a new breed of unhinged victims. I figured Truth Social would be a great place to start. As always, I got a fresh picture of Brooke for the profile, but in order to blend in with the crowd, used an AI to age her 40 years. It would be a little suspicious to go straight to a fishing page and ask for spots, so I started making some posts to blend in. Alright, now that we got a little bit of credibility, let's go find some unsuspecting targets. I eventually stumbled across the National Fishing page, and that's where I asked the million-dollar question. I guess I could have seen that one coming. Luckily, I get this exact suggestion quite a bit, so I was able to prepare an interesting spot. You see, there's a yellow buoy out here. It's about a mile from the jetty. There's no Google Earth coverage that lets you see it. And it's in 100-foot deep ocean with nothing but sand below. Now when I say nothing but sand, I mean it. There's no reefs, there's no rocks, there's no gravel, frankly no reason for a fish to be there, and nothing that could make this spot good. It is the definition of just water. But of course, if we're going a mile out to sea in the open ocean, I'm going to need a safe and reliable boat that can safely cross this sketchy bar.
I'm in danger!
Now, being the professional content creator I am, I never got a full video of the boat. It's essentially a 12-foot inflatable raft that we strapped a 5-horsepower motor to, and then called it a day. Fortunately for us, this was the perfect day to test her out. The ocean had these very small and well-spaced swells, there was basically no wind, and in a true worst-case scenario, the buoy's only about 2 miles away from a Coast Guard station. With nowhere to go but out, we fired up the boat and started moving. After we got past the bar, it was just us. Just me, a very seasick Charlie, and a camera-shy captain. We had a cooler full of bait, a fish finder that wasn't attached to anything, and nothing but time. As we cruised around the open ocean, we found a school of sea nettles, and being from Hawaii, I got excited. I quickly rigged up a herring and threw it below the jellyfish school, and let's just say the captain was a little bit confused. You see, in Hawaii, schools of jellies often indicate a place where all the currents converge, and these areas tend to be patrolled by mahi-mahi. If you drop a squid below the jellies and just wait, sometimes you get lucky. It's not as reliable as following birds or looking for schoolfish, but I mean, if you're in a kayak or a canoe and you can't travel very far, it's often worth a stop. Apparently that's just not a thing here. The only species that would even be out here in the open ocean is the albacore, and they really don't like getting stung by the jellyfish. Anyway, after learning this, we kept moving, kept fishing, and kept waiting. Every once in a while, our bait would be stolen by the crabs, and every once in a while, the captain would feel a tug at his bottom of the line. Now this was always an adventure, because we're 100 feet down. He would reel up for a solid minute, only to see it was a crab and send the remaining bait back down. Until one time it wasn't a crab. Finally, after hours on the sea, we had something on the line. You can see the excitement in our movement, and we reeled in the one, the only, sand dab. Unfortunately, the excitement for our first fish caused this to happen. But he's here. Son of a bitch. I know you probably couldn't hear that, but that was the captain dropping his car keys into the water. And at this moment, we knew it was about to be a long night. We fished a little while longer, but we knew we would have to run 3 miles back to camp to grab the backup vehicle, so we started heading in early. Fortunately, this early return has a huge downside. We were going to enter the bar at slack tide, but since we're early, we're now fighting an outgoing current, and this meant there are some pretty large waves to contend with. On top of this, my GoPro ran out of batteries, so this is about the only footage you're gonna get. It took us about an hour to move a mile through the current, but we eventually broke free, got back to the harbor, where we were greeted by the locals. Apparently, a lot of fishing boats were cautiously watching us. No one had ever seen an inflatable that far out before. Also, don't worry, we got the captain a spare key, and even though it was a little bit of a hassle, everything was fine. Overall, this was a really fun experience. Even if it was a horrendous fishing spot, I would do it again. In fact, if I had to do it again, I'd bring out an even smaller boat and time the tides a little bit better. Until then, I'll see you guys with some safer spots and some equally unhinged plots.